It took a thunderstorm, 2 hours of waiting, and squeegees clearing water off the pitch to stop Kylian Mbappe for even a moment on Monday night in Philadelphia. Nothing else could. France beat Iraq 3-0 in a World Cup match that will be remembered as much for the weather as for the football. Mbappe scored twice, marking his 100th international appearance with a performance that pushed his career World Cup goal total to 16, placing him directly into a historic chase with Lionel Messi for the title of the tournament's greatest ever scorer. Let us walk through exactly what happened in Philadelphia, why this match had to stop for over 2 hours in the middle, and what this night means for one of the most talked about individual storylines remaining in this entire World Cup. This match started normally enough. France, fresh off their opening 3-1 victory over Senegal, were heavy favorites against an Iraq side playing in just their second World Cup match ever, fresh off a 4-1 defeat to Norway in their own opener. Mbappe almost scored within the first 2 minutes, an early warning sign of exactly what kind of night this was going to be for Iraq's defense. He did not make anyone wait much longer. In the 14th minute, Mbappe controlled a pass with his right foot before unleashing a shot from roughly 20 meters out. A strike with enough power that Iraq goalkeeper Ahmed Basel had no realistic chance of stopping it. The ball found the net, France led 1-0, and Mbappe had marked his 100th cap for the national team with a goal. Exactly the kind of milestone moment that fans and pundits had been predicting all week. That goal also carried specific historical significance beyond simply opening the scoring. It took Mbappe to 16 career World Cup goals, pulling him level with the legendary Miroslav Klose's all-time record, a mark that had stood since 2014. The timing here is almost too perfect for football storytelling. Earlier that very same day, Lionel Messi had already broken that exact same Klose record himself, scoring twice against Austria to reach 18 goals. So within a single 24-hour period, two of the greatest players of this generation both either tied or surpassed a record that had stood untouched for over a decade. But before this match could continue developing its own storyline, nature intervened in a way that no one at this World Cup had experienced yet. As the first half approached its conclusion, the skies above Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia opened up completely. Heavy rain began soaking both players and the tens of thousands of spectators inside the stadium, the vast majority of whom sit in uncovered seating areas. Despite the worsening conditions, the match continued all the way to halftime, with France still holding their narrow 1-0 advantage. The moment players left the pitch for the halftime break, FIFA made an announcement that would completely transform the rest of this evening. The match would be delayed by at least 30 minutes due to the approaching thunderstorm. Stadium screens flashed urgent warnings, telling fans to exit the open seating areas immediately and seek shelter in covered concourse areas as, directed by stadium staff, this represented the very first weather delay of the entire 2026 World Cup tournament. FIFA maintains a strict safety protocol requiring matches to be paused, with fans evacuated from open seating for a full 30 minutes whenever lightning is detected within 8 miles of the stadium. The critical detail that turned this into such an extended delay is that every single new lightning strike detected within that radius resets the entire 30-minute countdown clock back to zero. That initial 30-minute estimate turned into something far longer. The delay stretched on and on and on, eventually lasting over 2 hours and 11 minutes before play finally resumed. This became the longest weather interruption this World Cup had seen, and one of the more dramatic in recent tournament memory anywhere in the world. The scene inside Lincoln Financial Field during this extended delay was something between chaos and an impromptu street festival. Thousands of fans crammed into the stadium's concourse areas, unable to return to their seats but unwilling to simply leave and miss the rest of the match. Despite the circumstances, spirits remained remarkably high. Fans started spontaneous chants of "Ol" echoing through the concourses as the rain continued falling outside. When players eventually emerged back onto the pitch just to warm up again, even before the match had technically resumed, the crowd erupted in genuine cheers, just grateful to see football happening again in any form. For the players themselves, this was an entirely unprecedented situation. France coach Didier Deschamps later admitted with some humor that his team simply played cards in the locker room to pass the time, before correcting himself and explaining that mostly they were just waiting, because the restart time kept getting pushed back again and again every time a new lightning strike was detected nearby. He said his primary concern, shared with Iraq coach Graham Arnold, was simply making sure both teams had a proper 20-minute window to warm up again before the match resumed, specifically to avoid any unnecessary injury risk from players returning to full-speed competition without adequate preparation. Deschamps was direct in saying this was the first time in his entire coaching career he had experienced a delay of this length, and he sincerely hoped it would be the last. When the rainwater itself became an issue once play was ready to resume, ground crew workers had to use actual squeegees to manually clear standing puddles off the playing surface before the match could safely continue. It was an almost comically American sports experience for many of the international visitors in attendance, with one French outlet describing it as giving overseas spectators a complete introduction to American sports inconveniences, covering rain delays, expensive stadium food, and lengthy broadcast timeouts all within a single unforgettable evening. When football finally resumed after that marathon 2-hour pause, France picked up almost exactly where they had left off. Just 9 minutes into the second half, in the 54th minute, Iraq suffered a costly defensive breakdown. Defender Zaid Tassin attempted a routine back pass toward his own goalkeeper, but the pass was struck far too hard and sailed wide of its intended target. Ousmane Dembele, the reigning Ballon d'Or winner who had struggled somewhat in France's opening match against Senegal, pounced on the loose ball and calmly squared it across to Mbappe, who needed only the simplest of finishes with his right foot to complete his brace and make it 2-0. That second goal carried Mbappe to 16 career World Cup goals, officially matching Close's old standard on the very same day Messi had already moved past it. France were not finished adding to the scoreline either. Dembele himself got directly involved in the goal-scoring column shortly afterward, netting his own effort to make it 3-0 and put the match completely beyond any realistic doubt for Iraq. Mbappe actually had a genuine opportunity to complete a hat trick late in the match, breaking away on a late counterattack, but his effort narrowly missed the target before he was substituted off in the 90th minute, his work for the evening clearly already done. Regardless of that final missed chance, what makes this performance particularly significant within the broader context of this World Cup is the direct comparison it creates with Messi's own record-breaking afternoon, which happened to take place on this exact same calendar day. Messi reached 18 goals through 28 career World Cup matches spanning all the way back to 2006, a journey across 6 separate tournaments and 2 full decades of football. Mbappe, by contrast, has reached 16 goals in just 16 World Cup matches total, an extraordinarily different and more compressed rate of production across a career that began far more recently. France coach Deschamps was asked directly after the match about this growing comparison between his captain and the players widely regarded as the 2 greatest of this generation, Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. His response was thoughtful and notably honest about the uncertainty involved. "Records are made to be beaten," he said. "He has reached 100 caps, goals he will keep scoring many. Then Messi, Ronaldo. I am not sure Kylian will play until the same age, but he will always score a lot of goals while he is on the pitch. He has the ability to put the record even higher." That comment about playing until the same age touches on something genuinely fascinating about this entire storyline. Messi just broke this scoring record at 38 years old in his 6th World Cup appearance. Mbappe is only 27, sitting just 2 goals behind that brand new record, having needed dramatically fewer matches to get there. If Mbappe maintains anything resembling his current scoring rate across future tournaments,